Hello, my name is Isabella Perez, Recreation Leader for the City of Socorro. Thank you for joining today's meeting. Before the meeting begins, we would like to remind our guests to remove all hats and silence all electronic devices. No destructive behavior or outbursts will be tolerated, and violators are subject to ejection and possible prosecution.
Hola, mi nombre es Judy Rodríguez, secretaria de Planificación de la Ciudad de Socorro. Gracias por participar en la reunión de hoy. Antes de que comience la reunión, nos gustaría recordarles a nuestros invitados favor de quitarse los sombreros y silenciar todos los dispositivos electrónicos. No se tolerará ningún comportamiento perturbador ni exabrupto y los infractores estarán sujetos a expulsión y posible procesamiento.
Hello, my name is
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all to the regular scheduled Socorro City Council meeting for June 18th, 2025. It's 6:02 p.m. I call this meeting to order. We're going to start off the way we always do with the Pledge of Allegiance. Esteban, would you please lead us in the pledge? You all may be seated. We ask for a moment of silence after the Pledge of Allegiance at every meeting. Today I wanted to do something special and recognize a very special person who was a contributor to our sister city of San Elizario. She was part of the first San Elizario council. She was elected on May 10th of 2014, and when they became incorporated in 2013, the council that she sat on this table with included members such as Maya Sanchez, mayor and council members, David Cantu, Miguel Nájera Jr., Rebecca Martinez Juarez, and George Almanzar. And today, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence for Ms. Hurtado Miranda, better known as Letty. And I'd like to ask for that moment of silence now. Thank you. We'll go ahead and establish quorum now.
Ruben Reyes.
Here.
Cesar Nevares is absent. Alejandro Garcia.
Here.
Mayor Rudy Cruz.
Here.
Gina Cordero.
Here.
And Irene Rojas.
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Ms. Navarro. We're going to go ahead and move into public comment.
Mayor, we have one speaker, Moises Maese.
Mr. Maese, if you want to, there at the podium, and then speak into the mic so that our viewers online can listen. We have about 3,000, I think. No, I'm joking. We can't answer questions right now. We can only listen, but I know that our council is really good at taking notes, so is our staff, so we'll be more than happy to help address your concerns however we can. But right now, go ahead and speak. You have 3 minutes. We won't be able to answer any questions for you, but just know that all of your comments, we're taking notes, and we'll try and help you the best way we can after you're done speaking.
All right, thank
Yes,
you. My name is Moises Maese. Good afternoon to everybody. I came to dispute an overhead easement on my property. The reason is that 2 years ago, I decided to get a dryer for my mother's house, and I went to get an electrician. And according to him, we needed to upgrade my electrical panel because it was an old fuse box, from the old school electricians. I came to Socorro, got the permits and everything. I did everything up to code. Socorro City went and inspected the work of the electrician, and it passed inspection. Now after that, El Paso Electric has to come and do the inspection. And according to El Paso Electric, I need to add a pole to my property because according to them, the power line from the pole to my property is over 75 feet. I hired the electrician again so they can remeasure the distance, and it's only not 49 feet. Now the other reason they threw at me is that there's 2 cables coming out of one pole. Now that's not true, that's a non-factor because I took pictures of of the power lines, and there's only one line for my property and one line to the neighbor's property. And according to them, I need to pay $5,000 because those are the reasons that I need to at the pole. Now, like I said again, those are non-factors. Now again, I asked them for a payment plan. They don't have a payment plan. And if they don't pay the $5,000, then I can't get the electrical power to my mother's property. And that's the reason I came to dispute this. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
I have a question for legal. During the public comment portion, when it's issues like this, are we able to ask the person providing comments questions, or?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay,
No.
okay. All right, thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
you would need to post an item on the next agenda to address any of those
Okay.
concerns. Although, yeah, I mean, obviously, if there are issues that staff can work on and they've heard, then they can work on those items.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the-
I just want to add, I have been talking to Moises about it, and I did refer him to customer service at the electric company. So he's going to go ahead and follow the procedure as well to contact them, so they can assist him.
Well, we appreciate the comments from our residents as always, and we'll try and help as much as we can. Are there any more speakers?
No more speakers, Mayor.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to agenda item number 5. This is a presentation by Congresswoman Veronica Escobar's office regarding the Rio Vista congressional record.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Victor Reta, Historic Preservation Officer for the City of Socorro. We do have Congresswoman Escobar's office here represented by Ms. Kaylee Castillo, who has a presentation for us in regards to all the city's efforts for the Rio Vista Port Farm and also for Historic Preservation Month.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Kaylee Castillo, District Representative for the Office of Congresswoman Veronica Escobar.
Good evening.
I will preface by saying this presentation was read into the record back in May, so I am a month late. It just took me a month to get here, since you all are so far out from me. But just wanted to read this into the record for you all and then present to you officially with the congressional record. Mr. Speaker, as we observe National Historic Preservation Month this May, I rise in honor to honor the legacy of Rio Vista Bracero Farm in Socorro, Texas, a site that serves a testament to the resilience and contributions of migrant laborers and their profound impact on our nation's agricultural history. The Rio Vista Bracero Farm was established in 1915 as the El Paso County's Port Farm and has served various purposes over the years. From 1951 and 1964, it functioned as a key hub for the Bracero program. It facilitated over 4.6 million border crossings for Mexican agricultural workers under challenging conditions. In recognition of its national significance, the Rio Vista Farm was designated a National Historic Landmark by the U.S. Secretary of the Interior in December of 2023. This designation highlights the contributions of Latino excellence and presence in our nation's history and community. As we celebrate National Historic Preservation Month, let us reflect on the importance of preserving our nation's diverse history and the importance of it. The Rio Vista Farm serves as a powerful reminder of the contributions of migrant laborers and their stories. I commend the City of Socorro, the National Trust for Historic Preservation, and all those involved in these preservation efforts. By working together, we can preserve the culture and heritage of the Rio Vista Farm and the braceros across the country. Signed, Congresswoman Veronica Escobar.
Yeah, let's get a photo, and before we do that, I want to reiterate everybody's excitement and the gratitude towards Congresswoman Escobar's office for her support, and we know that she's been one to back up this project, and Mr. Reta this is his baby, so we appreciate all the hard work and efforts behind that, so we appreciate that, and thank you all.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Moving on to the consent agenda.
Motion to consent agenda.
Second.
There's been a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? Okay, moving on. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the regular agenda with our public hearings and ordinances. This is agenda item number 15. This is a public hearing of an ordinance request for the proposed amendment to the City of Socorro's Master Plan and rezoning of Lot 1, Block 9, Alameda Estates replat subdivision located at 340 Escalante Drive, Socorro, Texas, from R1 Single Family Residential to R2 Medium Density Residential to allow for 2 duplexes. It is now 6:12 p.m. and the public hearing portion is now open.
No speakers, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Navarro. As there are no speakers, we're going to go ahead and close the public hearing at 6:13 p.m. The next agenda item is number 16. So the second reading and adoption of an ordinance request for the proposed amendment to the City of Socorro's Master Plan and rezoning of Lot 1, Block 9, Alameda Estates replat subdivision located at 340 Escalante Drive, Socorro, Texas, from R1 Single Family Residential to R2 Medium Density Residential to allow for 2 duplexes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Lorraine Quimito, City Planner. The item for you today is the 340 Escalante Drive rezoning. The property is Lot 1, Block 9 of Alameda Estates replat. Property owner is Eva Development LLC, and their representative is Enrique Ayala, who is present at the meeting to answer any questions. The property is about 12,500 square feet in size. Again, currently zoned single-family residential and vacant. The future land use map designates the area as suburban residential. And in summary, the request is for approval of a rezoning from R1 to R2 to allow for 2 duplexes. Staff recommended approval of the rezoning request for 2 duplexes at the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. However, commissioners voted for approval, 4 yes, 0 no, and 0 abstentions for the rezoning request with the condition that it be limited to 1 duplex. This was at their May 6th meeting. The property is located at the intersection of Escalante Drive and Potencia Drive. It is zoned R1. The surrounding property is R1 largely, and then 1 R2. These are photographs taken of the property from Escalante Drive, and the bottom photograph was taken from Potencia Drive. The photographs and the aerial image show the vacant lot and the surrounding land uses. You can see a mixture of the single-family homes and the multi-family homes. The future land use map designates the area as suburban residential. Public notice was sent out to property owners within 200 feet of the property. No notices were received either in support or against the request. This was the initial site plan that was submitted, the 2 buildings showing each as a duplex. Mr. Ayala forwarded a site plan showing 3. It is still his request for City Council to consider the 4 units, so the 2 buildings with the 2 duplexes, but if at all possible to have at least 3 instead of the 2 that was recommended by the Planning and Zoning Commission. These 3 are each 954 square feet for the buildings. They have front and rear, a yard, and then ponding area at the very back. In summary, the request is for approval of a rezoning of a property from R1 to R2 to allow for 2 duplexes, but the recommendation from the Planning and Zoning Commission is for 1 duplex. And with that, staff can answer any questions.
Rudy, I'm sorry. Sorry. Let's give it
Rudy, Ms. Camino, whatever you want to,
Whoever knows his answer.
whatever you feel like today.
Ms. Camino, what is staff recommendation?
Staff recommended approval of the 2 duplexes.
Of two, okay. So I'd like to make amend my motion to approve for 2 duplexes.
I have a question. The two
Yeah, Ms.
duplex-
Rojas.
The 2 duplexes would be, okay, explain, one single building,
2 buildings,
2 buildings? For
2
So
units
it would be
each. 4 units.
for a 12,000 square foot?
That is the total size of the lot.
So the original site plan will
Well, I was
show.
thinking 2.
Yeah, can you bring up that slide again for council and show there's two structures, but in those 2 structures, you're gonna have 4 dwellings. Well,
No. See,
I'm sorry, 2 dwellings,
With
4
four-
duplexes, so you have 4 families living there rather than the proposal made by P and Z.
this, the next one. Okay.
Okay, so there's 2 structures there, and then there's gonna be 4 families living in those 2 buildings.
Okay, that's different.
And then P and Z came back and says, no, can you develop one that just has 3? And then, no, I'm sorry,
One that has 2,
one that has 2?
just 1 duplex.
Oh, I thought that was 3.
No, that was Mr. Ayala's request. So
Oh.
Mr. Ayala's request is, after having heard the Planning and Zoning Commission's remarks and the condition for 1 duplex, he's asking you all to consider 3, which is why he provided the updated site plan, and it wasn't included in your backup.
So, each is 4?
No, on this one, each one is 1. So this one is only 3 homes, 3 apartments, 3 units,
So this is 3 units.
3 units.
And then the P and Z recommendation was 1,
1 building with 2 units, so just 2 units,
okay?
versus the original request, which was for 4 units. So
So I know it's confusing, so you have the option, the first site plan that got presented was 4 entryways, so that's 4 homes, right, where people are gonna live. Then P and Z came back and says, no, we only want 1 structure with 2 doors for 2 families to live in. Mr. Ayala has presented a different site plan with 3 doors for 3 families, so he's kind of chosen the middle route. Okay, I can't have 4, I don't want 2, can I at least get 3? Has this site plan with the 3 from Mr. Ayala been presented to the P and Z?
No,
It would need to get voted on for approval, right? Or would that just be at council's discretion to
council's
approve
discretion,
that?
yes,
Because the structure itself hasn't changed, right? It's only,
it has.
His initial request.
Where had the initial request was for 2 structures, and you can see them here with the 4 units. Each one is split in 2. He amended it, so now it's just 1 building,
His initial application was
3 entryways, each one 2 parking spaces, but now it's 1 building instead of
So it'd be more than a duplex, it'd be a small home.
triplex. A triplex.
triplex.
Right, and for 12,000 square foot, that is a small area.
Okay.
So a duplex with two living areas.
So the
for
P&Z
2 families would
recommendation.
be the P&Z recommendation.
Okay.
So Ms. Rojas would like to, she's favoring P and Z's recommendation. Mr. Garcia, I know you had amended the motion.
Yeah, I'd like to amend it again,
Okay.
to amend the motion with the P and Z recommendation of 1 duplex, which equals 2, right?
One
2
dwelling,
units.
Yes.
one dwelling,
2
two.
units. That's my recommendation, that's my motion.
So I
I
think,
second.
so there's been a motion on the table to go ahead and approve with planning and zoning's
recommendation.
recommendation.
Got a comment before we continue.
Sure. Mr. Reyes.
Right next to that duplex that they want to build, I don't know if you see it, there's a unit that has, I believe, like 12 units.
And what's the space for it though?
It's half of, I'm thinking it's half of a,
Are you
It's
talking about those
12,000
white?
square
Yes.
foot and-
Yeah,
apartments.
yeah, those apartments are,
The yellow ones,
they're
huh?
pretty old. Yeah. We used to
And it's double the size of that original, that
break
other
Coke
lot.
bottles there back in the day, yeah.
Correct, and the 2 dwellings would meet the requirement, right? If the 4 families, it's meeting what the city's requiring.
I think all options meet the requirements.
requirement,
It's
yes.
just what the desire of P and Z is or this council wants to allow for. So either the quadruplex, the triplex, or P and Z's recommendation of one structure with two small apartments.
My concern is with the with the land being small, ending up with small, living areas, which is not quality for our residents. So I would prefer us to have quality versus quantity.
But we're still on the right amount of space, right?
Correct. I mean, it
So-
meets specs, it meets the city's code.
Yeah.
What he wants to do meets the city's code.
For the 4,
Yes. Right,
With the
that's why-
rezoning to R2.
That's why planning and zoning is recommending approval. The commissioners are saying, well, I feel so, but I mean, it's meeting what the code right now currently writes, right?
Is
His
the
initial
applicant here?
request.
Yes.
I think-
Can I ask him a question? If you don't mind, let me.
Yeah.
Hello, Enrique Ayala, with CAT Consulting Company.
Hey, Mr. Yala, how are you?
I'm good.
Good afternoon. Do you have well, I don't know if you have the plans for inside the duplexes? Is it gonna be 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom?
It's gonna be 3 bedrooms, 2 bath.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Those
It's gonna
are,
be a pretty
those are
decent
big.
size.
And close to 1,000 square feet each.
Three
1,000
bedrooms.
It's about
Square footage to each?
980 square feet, I think. Yes.
And this is on the original plan or the
On
triplex, the
on
three?
On the 2 duplexes.
Oh, okay, the two, wow.
Yes. Well, even the triplex is about 980 square feet each.
If I'm not mistaken, most of the smaller houses that they're building, they're around the same size.
Yeah.
I personally don't see an issue having the 2. If you're gonna put, let's just say 1, it's gonna be, I don't know if I wanna say a waste of land. And it's gonna have to, the owner's gonna have to go and figure something out to make sure that everything's clean.
More maintenance.
More
is
maintenance.
What you're saying, yes.
And also, around that area, there's that Gilbert, Gilbert Mijares, and T.S. Daniel Cadenas. Those are about 1,200 square foot duplexes. But even in those areas, inspectors are always after the tenants to clean up the yards. And those are about 7,000 square feet or 6,000 square foot lots for a duplex. So, I mean, and this one is 12,500 square feet, so it's gonna be a lot of maintenance. Even if we just do a duplex, it's gonna be a lot of vacant land.
So if you were to make it the 3, where you were proposing, how many square footage, what's the square footage on each of those if it were 3?
The same as a duplex or the quadruplex, 980 square feet each.
So it's not considered small. I mean, it's small, but it's just smaller.
It's small compared to your home.
No, it's,
But-
I've been in an apartment, so I know how small a 900 square feet is. But for an apartment, that would be appropriate, I guess. For duplex.
These are obviously, let's see, single family, are you gonna have requirements like, hey, only 3 folks can occupy this at once, or?
Well, in apartments like this, it's only, you can have up to 6 people, which is
Up
a
to
3
6 people in
bedroom,
each one?
2 people per room. I mean, depending on if it's children or adults. If it's adults, then no.
Right.
It would be 2 adults on the master, and then depending on the children, how big the children are. And then if they're adults, then 1 per room. So from 4 to 6, depending on the ages.
3 bedroom?
And
Bedroom, 2 bathrooms.
And 900 square feet?
980. Okay, so then, going back to the motion, there was a motion made by Mr. Garcia to go ahead and move forward with the recommendation of planning and zoning, which was for the duplex, the single structure, right? Would anyone like to amend that motion before it goes to a vote? Would you like to keep the original design? Would you like to amend the motion to afford Mr. Ayala the opportunity to build that triplex?
I don't mind keeping the original plan that they're presenting. The two duplexes,
The two duplexes with the,
buildings.
right,
But that would be 4.
That would be 4.
yeah, 4.
Apartments. 4
If
houses.
we allow one,
It's 2.
that
If
is
you allow
2,
one,
it's still gonna be the same size.
And 4 gonna be the same size?
So you're not, even if
Yes.
if it's allowed for one dwelling, you're still not gonna make it bigger, right?
No.
It'll still be the same.
It'll still be the same
You
square
will
footage.
just have more property.
Vacant, yes. And as far as the 4 units, each one has the setbacks that it's supposed to have. On the back, it has a lot more than the required setback of, I think it's 25 feet on the back. We have close to 35 on the back. And then from building to building, I think we have 12 feet. And then from the corner, we have 15, 16 feet from the corner of the other street. So we have plenty of room.
Will this property have like a common outdoor space for the families?
Yes.
Or is it gonna have like separate backyards?
Each one's gonna have their separate backyards, so all units, even if it's a triplex, fourplex, each one's gonna have their 2 parking spaces in the front, enough space in the front, and it's a backyard enough for, which is what the width of the building is, 20 feet plus another 5 to 10 feet, so 30 feet wide by 30-something feet to the back, each unit with a quadruplex.
Okay.
If it's a triplex, then it's gonna have a lot more. It's gonna have maybe 50, 60 feet wide by 30-something feet long.
Yeah, those are good size lots there. All right, so Mr. Reyes would like to keep the same, and I know Mr. Garcia had amended that motion. Do you all have any other
Yeah,
comments?
we have a second.
So
We have
you're
a second.
doing the
Irene.
triplex?
See, but on the
No,
amendment,
the quadra.
We
Yeah.
have 2 amendments.
The
and
2
we
buildings
have
with
seconds on
2.
both of them.
4 units.
Mr. Reyes
No.
wants
He
4,
didn't make a motion.
and Mr. Garcia and Ms. Rojas want just 2.
I'm even okay with 3, looking at the square footage that was left at the end, the 60 that you mentioned, that would have the community area for the
Okay.
3 families, correct?
Yes.
I think that's a nice design also, and I think we kind of meet each other in the middle, and we found a happy medium, you know, with P&Z's recommendation and also the applicant who's also investing in these empty lots. I think it's a nice design also, but that's just my opinion.
The only thing is, it's requirements, we have set of rules that they go and they follow, and then for us to come and just because we don't like them because they're smaller, I don't think that's right. I mean, if we're gonna do that, might as well go and change the rules again and say, you know what, we don't want this size, we want them bigger or more space on the outdoors.
Yeah. So look, at the end of the day, any choice that the council makes, it's all legal, and it's all conforming to the ordinances set forth by the city of Socorro. Okay, so there's no violations. The applicant won't be in violation whether we allow him to build the quadruplex, the triplex, or just the duplex. It's all allowable under the current city ordinances. There's been a recommendation from P&Z just to allow, bless you, just to allow the 2. The applicant originally wanted the quadruplex. So right now, I need council to make a decision as to what is it that they want to go with. This council is the one that's going to decide at the end of the day what's gonna go.
You know what, I'm gonna change my motion again, only because we found out the specifics of it. And I'm gonna amend my motion to the 3, which is the
second.
latest one he turned in, to where he's coming and meeting us in the middle, and with the specifications of the time and the land. So my motion is to approve, the 3 with the 3 doors.
Yeah.
I second that.
All right, so there's been a motion made on the table to allow for our applicant to build the triplex site plan. There's been a second by Ms. Rojas. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we have aye.
I'm good.
Aye.
Okay, so that agenda item has been approved unanimously. Any opposed or abstain? All those in favor, they all said aye, so that motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Ayala. You said they'll be built by next week, right?
And I understand, Mr. Reyes, what you said, going back, but we can't go back. What we can do is move forward and look at those specs and speak with our staff and make sure that our specs for future, we're the city council now looking for the future of Socorro, the city of Socorro. We want to make sure that our community stays at an area where it's not, ¿qué dicen la palabra en español? Palomares, así chiquitos, where all the families are crunched up.
Well saturated.
Yes, we want to make sure that we have a quality space for our residents. And that's the whole point moving forward.
A little bit more living space. Thank you, Ms. Rojas. Thank you all for the healthy debate. I appreciate that. Okay. Moving on to the Grants Department. This is agenda item number 17. This is discussion and action to approve the submittal of an application by the City of Socorro's Economic Recovery Office to the Texas Economic Development Council for nomination of the Community Economic Development Award.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Alejandra Valadez, City Development Director for the City of Socorro. We are requesting your approval to submit an application to the Texas Economic Development Council. Recently, the City of Socorro announced the historic $152 million investment by WeWin Technology Group to expand manufacturing operations here in Socorro. And just to be clear, this is not just another logistics project. This is a huge manufacturing operation that is setting up here in our own backyard. This project represents over 500 high-paying jobs, averaging at least $26 an hour. So this is very, very big for us. As you can see, we're very proud of this project. We do believe that submitting this application will bring additional benefits and will, as it's recognized by the Texas Economic Development Council. With that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Jose Quiñones, who has taken the lead on this project and really deserves a lot of commendation for working with our partners, including El Paso County and the Borderplex Alliance, in order to bring this project to fruition. So Mr. Jose Quiñones will explain a little bit more about what the benefits of this application are and what the potential benefits will be if we are awarded.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Jose Quiñones. I'm really glad to try and bring this forth to you all because this would be the first time that the City of Socorro brings forth an application. And so you have the privilege of submitting this first application to the Texas Economic Development Council. TEDC, as it's known, is the statewide agency for the economic development field, where EDCs, municipalities are all members. And there's over 800 members statewide. It is very much involved in legislative, in interpreting what's going forth as far as new regulations that, in particular to Chapter 380, Chapter 312, Chapter 313, which is most of the economic development tools that are out there through state law, okay? So TDC is really very much involved with that. And so I think this is a great opportunity to really toot the hoot, really get Socorro out there. If we put in this application, it will raise eyebrows, not just in terms of our region, but statewide, because Socorro does deserve some attention. And obviously, Texas being a leader in economic development in terms of bringing brick projects to Texas, Socorro is going to be a big part in 2025 of all the big project scenes. That means the major projects that are coming to Texas. Socorro is going to be up there on that list of unique, high-value projects that raise the bar. We're bringing in not just jobs, we're bringing in high-tech jobs that are going to pay better than anyone else in the community here. Okay, on average, if you're looking at the bottom scale, over $26 an hour. I mean, even El Paso has a hard time keeping up with that, and we know that. So with no further ado, I want to just kind of quickly tell you, there's several criteria that they go over: innovativeness, transferability, community commitment and leverage, measurable objectives, and secondary benefits to the community. The application that I'll be working on is going to address all that criteria. And obviously, the economic impact is very important because it's very high as it evolves. This project, it's going to evolve. It's not going to happen in a month. You know, they're currently working with the contractor to go in and put in all the equipment, remodel what they need to on the interior of both facilities, which we call the campus. Okay, it is a campus because you're talking about not only manufacturing, you're talking about testing, you're talking about all the distribution on components and products that come into that campus to produce the final products, which is cloud IT, technology, data servers, pretty much everything that you see here that's produced by large data centers throughout the country, including the one that's coming to El Paso. As far as benefits, yes, we are going to be recognized. The state, Texas Economic Development, has their annual conference. It will be on October 29th to the 31st of this year. That is where they will make the awards known. So typically, cities and EDCs will be present there to accept the award. It would be nice if somebody from our leadership goes. You know, obviously, I always try to make it there, but it would be nice if somebody that's not only in management but elected leadership can be there. And as it gets closer, I will let you all know. We are given a plaque for recognition of that, and recognition is given through not only the luncheon, but obviously through the digital and printed media that TEDC sets out. So when TEDC sets out something, not only is it promulgated in the state of Texas. I mean, they're very well connected to all the site selection and economic development publishers internationally, not the nationwide site. We're talking about site selection. We're talking about Facilities Magazine, FDI Intelligence, you name it. That's globally put out there. And so that is my presentation. It opens up on July 1st. The application process and closes on the 31st of August. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Quiñones. Anyone has any questions or comments? You know, to be on a list that is, you know, Texas is recognized globally for being one of the most powerful economic drivers, you know, on a global platform. And for us to even have our name on that list, I think it means a lot. Here in Texas, and that recognition is, like you said, it's going to raise eyebrows, and people are going to start looking at Socorro and say, hey, what's going on over there? Let's go set up shop. I think it's worth it. So I think you guys are doing a heck of a job there at the Economic Recovery Office, and Alejandra as well as Mr. Quiñones have been working really well to keep Socorro on the map. And for the record and for our legal team, the tumblers that were placed before us are under $25. So there was a motion and second on the table for this item. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed or abstain? That motion carries. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Quiñones.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
For your hard work. Thank you.
Moving on to planning and zoning. This is agenda item number 18. This is discussion and action to approve a development agreement between the City of Socorro and AVA Developments LLC to construct Cupec Road.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item 18 for your consideration is the development agreement between AVA Developments LLC and the City of Socorro. The applicant is requesting approval of a development agreement between the city and AVA Developments to construct Cupec Road as part of their development of the Trujillo replat B. This agreement would allow improvements to Cupec Road, which the city would not be able to cover fully in exchange for some a variance for the on-site ponding and
Hang on, Mr.
Yeah,
Leo,
it's-
let's get either the movie going or the slide back up. There we go. Okay.
So the Exhibit B shows the road, both the dedicated road from this subdivision, Trujillo, subdivision replat B, and the adjacent Misión de las Sombras subdivision. Planning and zoning staff recommends approval. The property is located on Socorro Road between Holguín Road and Nicolas. These are photographs taken from the adjacent property. The bottom photograph shows the undeveloped Cupec Road that's currently, again, dedicated to the city, undeveloped. And then the top photograph is one of the dead-end streets from the existing subdivision. Mackenzie Ann and Carter Scott, currently dead-end, and highlighted in red is where the full Cupec Road would be built. This was the original Trujillo Unit 2 replat A. And the Sombras de Misiones, where Cupec was dedicated but not built. Their amended subdivision would build out the 11 lots on the subdivision to assist in them being able to provide the improvements to Cupec Road. And summary, the applicant is requesting approval of a development agreement between the City of Socorro and Ava Developments LLC to construct Cupec Road. And Mr. Alex Portillo, a representative of the applicant, is online to answer any questions that mayor or council might have.
Is this Mr. Portillo, the one that would email me every week about building the road? Mr. Portillo is...
He was very persistent.
Nah.
Yes,
Yes,
I'm
it
here.
was.
Sorry, the name says Anna, but using my wife's computer, but I'm here.
Hey, Mr. Portillo, how are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Doing all right. Do any members of council have any questions about Cupec Road? I think it's important that we understand fully what this all entails. The agreement between the City of Socorro and AVA Developments, what role does the city play in the agreement, Ms. Quimiro?
Allowing the variance of the on-site ponding in lieu of the drainage infrastructure so that they can build an additional lot and recoup some of the cost of building out the entire road. They're only required to, through subdivision ordinance and requirements, their portion, but it looked very disorganized to just have half a road, not parking on the street for the development, and then the kind of confusion that might cause.
Right. And since we are also going to add traffic onto a state road, did we have to speak to TxDOT about this?
Early on, we coordinated with TxDOT, yes.
Okay. Do council have any questions or concerns about this here?
We were just wondering, if you can go back to the picture where it shows where the street would be, that's what we're looking at, right?
Yes, the area.
I'm sorry, that's what we're looking at adding a different structure or an additional structure of pavement for street?
Just working together to build the street. It's dedicated, the southern portion of that road, that dirt lot is dedicated right away, but it was never built. The subdivision coming up on the northern part has to build that half of the road, but it didn't make sense to just have half a road. and working together to try to build out the whole road, provide the Sombras de Misión another exit out of their subdivision, and then provide a way out for a clear way out for the Trujillo subdivision. So this is just the road that we're trying to work together to build.
There's gonna be a burger with one bun, and that's not fun, right?
A burger.
Mr. Reyes?
I think it's a very good example on working with developers, the city and developers. I know that I've heard it a lot of, I don't know if the rest of the council heard it, of people complaining that we should make the developers build roads and bridges and God knows what. We are working together with developers, and I think it's very interesting how everything works out together, and I'm totally for it.
I agree with you, Mr. Reyes, that this is where we need to come together and work with our developers and ensure that they have this proper infrastructure for our community so that there's not that traffic that we're seeing, this congestion. Now it gives them that availability for another exit for them, and this is where we come together. This is where we make our city grow and prosper.
Good stuff. Any more questions or comments on this item here? Mr. Portillo, I appreciate you staying online, and I think after today's action item, you won't have to email me anymore.
Sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. We welcome that. There was a motion and second on the table. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? That motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do we have any items posted for 20?
We need item number 19.
We do? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I don't have the college degree like you guys, I'm sorry. This is agenda item number 19. This is a discussion and action to direct staff to draft an ordinance allowing memorial installations and adopt a highway-style programs honoring individuals lost in traffic incidents.
A motion to approve?
Second.
The summary for this would be, I would like to discuss and consider directing city staff to research and prepare an ordinance that would allow for the respectful installation of roadside memorials and commemorative programs within the city of Socorro, Texas. The initiative aims to honor individuals who have lost their lives in traffic-related incidents on city roadways and promote community engagement in roadway safety and beautification. Staff will be asked to explore models used by other entities, including the Texas Department of Transportation Memorial Sign Program, the City of El Paso's Roadside Memorial Ordinance, which allows families to apply for customized memorial signs within city rights-of-way established through their city code Title 15. Potential for local Adopt a Street in Memory, program modeled after TxDOT's Adopt a Highway, allowing residents or organizations to sponsor segments of roads in memory of lost loved ones while assisting in maintenance or beautification of efforts. Key topics for discussion may include criteria and eligibility for memorial installations, design, location, and duration standards, maintenance responsibilities and cost recovery, integration with existing street safety and beautification programs, and community outreach and family involvement.
Thank you, Ms. Rojas. Do any members of council have any questions or comments about this item here? No? No, so I think this is an excellent item. I know that it would be similar to kind of adopting a highway or some of the signage that we've seen on some of these Texas highways. However, Ms. Rojas brings something to the table that's going to allow for us to do that within our own city streets and commemorate those who have lost their lives on our roadways. So we appreciate this item. There was a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? And that motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Next.
Yeah, 20 and 21 and 22, do we have any items posted for discussion? No? Would anyone like to make a motion to delete items 20, 21, and 22?
Motion to delete items 21, 20, 21, and 22.
A second?
It's been a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Moving on to agenda item number 23. Would anyone like to make a motion?
Motion to delete. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
Motion to adjourn.
we can't delete it.
Second.
So there's been a motion to adjourn by Mr. Garcia and a second by Ms. Cordero. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, this meeting adjourns at 6:52 p.m. Thank you all.